here's where it gets fun. I think we talked about it a little bit in the beginning, but I want to get, now that we have audio from Andrew, this is an Xbox, Mr. Xbox himself. This is his take on the PlayStation 5 console reveal. I want to know what you think of the console. I want to know what you think of the two different SKUs. We got an all digital, we got the regular one. I want to know what you think after seeing this entire presentation. This package, all in one package here. Is this enough? Okay, and then I want you to end it with, is it enough to make you want to go out and buy a PlayStation 5? Or are you just holding on to July and you're going to wait and see what, you're going to be like, wait a second. Wait for July, Halo Infinite, and Microsoft first parties. So what's up, Mr. Xbox? Andrew Hofflich, what's up?
It's like I told you on the phone call. This was the first, this is no lie, this is the first PlayStation conference that I actually watched the entire thing. Like it did have me, it had its, and I even texted you, I said it has the little Xbox feel here in the middle. It started to sprinkle in some filler games, but then it, towards the end, it started to kick it up again. So it definitely kept my interest. So the games look great. There was, what did I say, 3 games there that really caught my attention personally. And then, but the rest of them looked great. The console itself.
To clarify, Ratchet and Clank was one of those games. Sackboy, Adventure, and then I guess Horizon Forbidden West. Those are the 3 games that caught your attention, I think.
Oh, Ratchet and Clank and that Destruction game.
Oh, and Destruction All-Stars, yes.
Yeah, the All-Star, Destruction All-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they all caught my eye. I thought Ratchet and Clank looked just great, for that game. It looked great how fast things were happening. The glass breaking when he was going through that whatever you want, the tunnel or whatever, but the glass broke out. Like that looked really awesome. But yeah, the games look great. The Horizon Zero Dawn, it's not a game I'd personally play, but as far as showing off the power of what we're getting for next gen, like, hey, Halo has, and it does worry me about Xbox's conference coming up, just with them wanting to keep the Xbox One involved, which I like, but then I don't want them to dumb down anything. Like, Halo better look. Yeah. I mean, Halo was never a stunningly graphically powerhouse game, but
I guess with Halo 1 was the last time that was a thing.
Yeah, like it needs to look close, because if they come out and it just looks, a beefed up Series or Xbox One X, you're gonna hear some backlash, because I mean, you can't deny it. It's like, that's your big boy game. It's got to look good. Mm-hmm. I do think Forza, but I still need to go back and watch the Gran Turismo. Because I used to love, I love Gran Turismo. Like, that's what got me into racing games. But over time, they started to really slack, whereas Forza came in and really kind of, it took over. You can't deny it. So I have to watch that one in 4K, because the clip we saw, or the trailer we saw, that didn't impress me. So I do want to see exactly how racing games are going to look on next gen, because I know in my mind what they should look like. But other than that, the games look great. The console itself, I love the design. I really do. Like, at first, when they were going through the build up for it, and they started to do like the rock wall, I swore it was going to end up being a tower, just like the Xbox saw. I was like, oh no. so when they came out, and they I like it because they mixed all of their brands together, like all, like the PS2, the PS3, the PS4.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, but then it matches the controller almost perfectly.
Yeah.
So I did like it. I mean, me personally, I'd probably go with an all black just for my entertainment setup. But no, I thought the conference itself was great. I like it. It did. It held my attention. It's got me excited knowing that now Xbox has to, like, Microsoft's got to sit down, and because they go first. And PlayStation usually follows them right away during E3. So now Microsoft gets to turn around and think about it and really put together, what can this Series X do, like, with this extra power? Can you top that? Because you can't show games that don't look that good, but yet you're you're touting the bigger console. So
Mhm.
it's definitely got me excited. As for the SKUs, it's like I told you on the phone. I think that was not an afterthought, but I think that wasn't the original plan for Sony. And I think that once they realize the price may be an issue, it's an extremely smart move.
Yep.
And I think they ended up bringing that in, and it's a great move for them.
Now, do you
Um,
think Xbox has already had this in the works with Lockhart for a while now, and PlayStation just got the jump on them and announced the all digital, and
I
Xbox is going to
do,
do something similar
I
with an all
do, but I'm thinking the Lockhart didn't they? That's rumored to be like a less powerful console, though.
Yeah, that is the rumor, which would be
And
interesting
I don't
if
think
that's the
we're
case.
going to hear Lockhart. That's just my prediction. I think we're going to get the Series S, or you know what I mean? Like it's going to
Oh,
be the Series X, but it's going to be
yeah.
just without a disk drive.
So you think we're not going to get what Lockhart is
No,
per se. We're just going to get an Xbox Series X diskless drive.
I think they'll do exactly what Sony's doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
it'll just be
Yeah,
called Series X, all digital or something like that.
yeah, because I've never understood when they were talking about the possibility of a less powerful next gen console.
You
Why,
know where
like,
my
why would
mind
you bring
was?
that out?
You know where my mind goes for that? Switch competitor. Just saying.
Oh.
What if? What
Well,
Could be,
if?
could
What
be.
if it is
but
portable?
you know, like Andrew brings up a good point there, and that's what I think we said in the last podcast or the one beforehand, where it's just like
Yeah,
I don't see the point in having a new Xbox slightly less powerful
Mhm.
than
right.
the one they're wanting to launch. I was like, I don't get that. Why would you want a mid-range upgrade to the new console? You
Right.
want a new console,
Exactly.
powerful. So yeah, I agree with Andrew there 100%. I think they'll definitely go with pretty much what Sony did today.
Okay. Andrew. Yeah. I mean, like, what do you think of the other things with it? What is your final score on this?
Oh, and I also want to know
Oh, okay.
more about
Yeah.
the audio. I still don't think they've dug
Yeah,
deep
that's a big
enough
thing.
into the audio for me because they're touting
Yeah.
their 3D audio, but how does that really separate from Dolby Atmos?
Hmm.
That that I want to know, especially me being I'm an audiophile. I love my my sound, so
Hmm.
Yeah.
I do want to know about that. That seems very interesting that they still haven't dug into yet.
Yeah,
I
and
think that's going to be kind of hard to explain. I think maybe
Mark Cerny
similar to like
tried.
the VR, right? You
Yeah,
have to try VR. I
you
think it's
got to
going to be the
try.
very same for the 3D audio. I think.
Because
And
like during the stream, I honestly feel like they made the stream 1080p just because they wanted to bring this audio in at the showcase audio during this stream. Because man, I had my
right.
headsets on, which are Dolby Atmos headsets, and I had them cranked up. And I'm
Right.
wondering if like is Sony 3D audio, is it just a competitor to Dolby Atmos, or is it something completely different? Is
Well,
this
Mm.
that's the other thing. Like I was watching it on through YouTube. I was watching it through the IGN feed, and
Mhm.
it's just broadcasting through regular stereo. So it sounded great, but that's the other question I have with the 3D audio. Is that strictly a headset deal, like to get the sounds under you and stuff?
Yeah, do you
Because
have to buy that
how,
headset?
like with my Atmos setup at the home theater, how would they incorporate that 3D audio through my home theater without having to wear headsets?
Yeah, I from Mark Cerny's talk they had there. At first, it sounds like it's going to be through the audio, but I think they are working on a way of bringing the audio through, the TV or your surround sounds, whatever setup you have. So I think that's a bit further down the line, but I think kind of at launch for the PS5, they're wanting the 3D audio, especially go through the headset. So
Right.
time will tell.
All right, so to wrap up Mr. Xbox's thoughts here, just give me an all-in-one package. What did you think of the presentation? Give me a final grade. Just basically just like a final grade
To the point.
and why. Yeah,
I I thought as a
out of 10, or
just
or maybe
out.
let's just go A B C D E. Let's go elementary school.
I'll
You can
give you
use A
what you
plus
want.
if you want.
Okay, for a strictly with take all personal things out of it, like of what I prefer as a conference substituting for an E3 conference, I give it an A. I thought they did. I did like a lot of things they did. Like I even told you, like with the gameplay, I liked how they would show a trailer, but then that wasn't it. Even if it was a 30-second quick, here's some gameplay, they gave it to you. So I give them an A. And then the console reveal, I felt it was coming the whole time with all the X and triangles and stuff. So I had a feeling it was coming, but I was so happy they finally showed it. To
The
get
build
that
up
all
was awesome
out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I give it an A. As a personal standpoint, is it enough to get me to personally go buy the PS5 at launch? No, but I back that up with, unlike the PS4 where I had zero interest and technically really never owned one and didn't even own a PS3, would I own a PS5 later? Yes, because they do have, like I said, the audio's got me intrigued. They did showcase more than just their standard, third-person adventure games. Like I think Peter said it earlier in this broadcast or this chat. He said that they hit kind of whatever game you were looking for. They kind of gave you something.
Mm-hmm.
And normally that's not PlayStation. You can always laugh at them for they always got the same stuff, like same style of games. But so yeah, it's got me intrigued, man. Like that was a good conference for them, and normally I just go away laughing at them. That they got me intrigued. I'm not gonna lie.
So an A from Andrew. Wow, and that is Mr. Xbox. Thank you so much for that beautiful wrapped package conversation, whatever you want to call it, man. That was great from Mr. Xbox himself. And now we're just going to go back around the room, and we're going
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you so much for joining us and putting that Xbox insight of what are Xbox fans thinking right now. And I think Andrew speaks for all of them. It's time for Microsoft. They're going to have to step up. They're going to have to match the quality, the presentation, and the delivery of this PlayStation 5 event.
And the variety.
And the variety. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So thank you so much, Andrew.